Live from New York, it's the show that is wishing you National Air Conditioning Appreciation Day. I'll be honest with you. Tomorrow's a bigger holiday.
Every day is a day. Okay? They owe him to treat him respectfully and to do their best to make sure this doesn't get ugly in Portland with the fans and obviously you don't sully his name in any way, shape, or form. But you don't owe him anything as far as where you send him. When I left ESPN in 2016, they didn't owe me to make sure my next landing spot goes well, right? I still have people that I'm friends with there that, all that I'm sure are happy my career's worked out, but they don't owe me from a business standpoint. I'm sure ESPN couldn't care less. You go do what you do, now you're not here. They have paid him $450 million in contracts. 233 is to him, all right, that he's already made. But he's got 450 guaranteed no matter where he's at. That's them. They owe him to pay him the contract, to treat him respectfully, and he owes them a hard day's work, which they both fulfilled their obligations. That's it. What they owe is the fans, the ownership, Chauncey Billups, and the players to make the best decision for our franchise. We need to get the best trade we can to help us go forward in our pursuit of a championship. That's it. I'm sorry. They don't owe him anything.
Okay, I disagree. I don't think they owe him everything. I think because he chose a year ago to sign a 2-year extension, he gave up some leverage in doing that. He didn't have to sign that 2-year extension.
So they reward him for that?
No.
Taking their millions of dollars?
No, let me explain. Okay. I was saying that was one of the reasons they don't owe him everything was because of that. But, Wildes, what did the Pelicans owe Anthony Davis? Just the salary, right? Hard day's work, that's the deal. Where do you want to go?
We wanted to go to L.A.
Where did he end up?
L.A., well, that's all, folks.
Kevin Durant had 4 years left on his deal. What did Brooklyn owe him? Just the money, right? Where did he want to go? Phoenix?
I'm not 100% sure where he wanted to go.
He very clearly wanted to go to Phoenix this last time and said he didn't want to be a bidding war. Where's he play?
He plays for the Suns
The
now.
Suns. Bradley Beal, too. Now, that's a weird one because he had no trade and the dad and the son or the agent and the team president, but he wanted to go there and he went there. James Harden. He wanted to get out of Houston, and he wanted to go where?
Well, I think he wanted to go to the Sixers for a while.
And then Brooklyn, right? And then he got to both places.
The scenic route.
He's going to end up with Miami Heat, with a slim possibility he ends up a Philadelphia 76er, and a 0% chance it's like, well, Utah can give you the best. Doesn't matter. There is a level of, there is a reality to the fact that if you have a guy who is tenured with your organization, like Damian Lillard is, who is beloved by your fans, who has done everything right, you're right, Brew. You don't have to send him immediately and seamlessly to one place and one place only, but you are not simply taking the best offer. Because that's not how business is done. Because it's literally, this would be the first time, Brew.
Who else was bidding on Kevin Durant?
What do you mean? You think no other?
I'm just asking.
No, but that's the other piece of how business is done. You know why no one else is bidding on Kevin Durant? Because nobody wants an unhappy superstar. So if you have 4 years of Damian Lillard's contract and you are the Utah Jazz, are you even going to create the best possible offer when you know he doesn't want to be there? When you are the New Orleans Pelicans, who could have given the best Kevin Durant offer, undoubtedly, but he did not want to be there. That is so there is.
But though you mentioned two teams Utah, of course. All right. What if he doesn't want to be in Philadelphia? But what if they make him the best offer? You think he's going to go there and sulk?
No.
I think he's going to be professional and say, I got a chance to win the championship with the MVP. I'm going to ball. How about Boston? He doesn't want to necessarily go to Boston, but if they trade him to Boston, guess what? He'll be a professional, and he'll say, we got a chance to win a championship. Let's go ball.
So
now Utah's a different thing. Of course, but they're not about to win.
I understand, but Brew, so then I think you actually agree with me more than it sounded. You are conceding that there are certain places, even if they made the Blazers the far and away best offer, they would not trade him to. Correct?
No, because
So they could trade him.
What I'm saying is Utah's not going to make an offer.
No, but
they don't need. They don't want Damian Lillard. They're be in the same position as Portland's in.
Okay, well,
So it doesn't make sense. Some teams, it doesn't make sense to go after Damian Lillard.
Right, but if they did, you would be okay with them trading him there.
Yeah, if they got a great deal. I mean, I don't know what Utah would have that I'd want necessarily, but if they had a great deal, sure.
Yeah, so I go ahead.
It's
Saying he's
business.
got like a quiet, unwritten no trade clause.
Exactly right.
So question is this. If when he signed this extension or when he signed the original deal, do you think that including a no trade clause would give him less money and he didn't need to do that because he had this kind of quiet no trade clause in there?
Done it.
Yeah, well, maybe, but I think that I just know that there is how maybe business should be done, and maybe the way if things were done differently 15 years ago in the league would be on a different path, and how things are done. And how things are done in my lifetime covering this league is I have never seen a star player be traded, that's still playing at a star level, be traded to somewhere he openly did not want to go. I've never seen it.
And I might be wrong. Was Boston on Kyrie's
Boston
list?
was not on his original. No, but that's
there we
different.
go.
Hold on a second.
That worked out.
That is. Wait a second, though.
Just off the top of my head, I shot
right,
that
bro.
down.
I didn't. Well, but it's important to respond to what I'm actually saying. I did not say every time the superstar gets exactly where he wants, but I have never seen a superstar say, "I don't want to go to place X," and get sent there. I've never seen.
Well, here's the thing. Look, I'm not saying they should just send him anywhere. I'm saying the best deal, they should take the best deal. Now, Utah, I don't even know why they're in the discussion because they're not a team that makes sense for him. Kyrie Irving was not thinking about Boston, but they made the best offer. And you know what? They got a good young team. Yeah, I can go there and ball. That's what he
And it
thought.
was a
And
disaster.
I believe
Well, Donovan,
that's
how about
irrelevant to this
Donovan wanted to
discussion.
come to the Knicks.
Right.
100% wanted to come to the Knicks, was planning on coming to the Knicks. Next thing you know,
And he's in
the Cavs.
Cleveland.
But isn't that a similar situation? The Knicks knew he wanted to come to the Knicks, so they kind of held their chips. Like Danny Ainge, you're not
Yes.
getting everything, and now it's
and
happening
you know
with
what
Pat
else?
Riley.
Danny Ainge was like, the Knicks, he's not getting to the Knicks unless they give me
Right.
King's ransom.
$2 on the dollar.
Well, then, so let's.
So those are
let's
two
just
examples
go
of that defy what you just said.
No, they do not. What I said was
Donovan-
I've never seen a guy sent to a place he was adamant he didn't want to go. It is clear Dame does not want to go to Boston. That has been
How
made
is it
very
clear? Because Chris Haynes said
Yes.
it?
Yes, that is
Okay,
why.
I don't think it's clear. I don't think he wants to go there, but I think he will go there and play.
Yeah,
and I think he'll go there and play well to the best of his ability and be fine.
Okay, this is one of those instances where I think we're arguing, even though I think we actually might all agree on this, which is this. Do you think Miami can make the best offer? Because I don't.
Not necessarily.
I don't. Nobody does. Nobody thinks they make the best offer. Right now, water gun to your head, who do you think Dame plays for? Because I'm going to go Miami.
I assume Miami.
What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think there are a lot of teams in the hunt. Philadelphia.
I think Philly's in the
If Boston makes an offer of Jaylen Brown, that's the best offer they could get. I think he'd go to Boston.
I think
San Antonio's in the mix.
So-
I don't think they can make a great offer. I mean, I'm not saying it won't be Miami. All I'm saying is they don't owe him to send him to Miami. They owe their franchise and fans. Let's see what the best deal is. And a team like Utah shouldn't even be in the discussion.
Can I just make another thought exercise?
Sure.
You're the Blazers GM. You're new.
Joe Cronin. Yep.
Yeah. And you're like, and Dame goes to Miami. You get Tyler Hero. You know,
Jovic, Caleb Martin
got,
probably get off Nurkic's deal.
Sure.
All this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you do the press conference, and someone asks, "Hey, was there any other deals out there?" Like, yeah, we could have gotten Jaylen Brown, but opted to go another way. Now, isn't that a dereliction of duty from the Blazers GM?
Okay, to a degree, I understand that argument. I also think I'll be Joe Cronin, you be the media. Ask that very question.
Hey, seems like we got Tyler Hero, who's pretty good, and some draft picks. Yeah. That's not bad. Were there any other superstars on the table. It's being reported that the Celtics offered.
Well, listen,
Jaylen
I'm not
Brown.
gonna get into the very specifics of all the players but we talked to a lot of teams, and we like the Miami deal. And I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that the fact that one of the greatest players in the history of our franchise, who has conducted himself in pure professional manner the entirety of his tenure here, the fact that Miami is where he wanted to end up. We like the package we got from them. Mm-hmm. We felt that was a win-win. And was the tiebreaker the fact that this is where Damian Lillard wanted to be? Yes, I'm comfortable in saying it was.
When you go to work at a place and you behave professionally and you do a great job and they pay you well, that's fair. I shouldn't get special credit because I behaved respectfully and professionally.
Yeah, but again, you use.
It's nice that I do,
but there is an element of and I don't want to use. I mean, there's an element of when you have been somewhere long enough that you have earned some cachet and ability to maneuver out, and we see it in our business, maneuver out if something different becomes available that is best for you, even if it is not the very best for the company, because it's like, okay, this is what this person wants, and they have been great for us. And the point I am trying to make is that in the NBA, we consistently see that.
We just named two situations where we didn't.
We saw two situations where a guy did not get to pick his exact spot. And I can name a half dozen.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
And I get right, but none where a guy, which is why I think the door of him being in Philly is slightly open.
Why
think it's
just
possible.
Philly though?
Because
what if the Clippers have been mentioned too.
Yeah.
What if would they be wrong to send him to the Clippers? I agree. They're not sending him to Utah or Houston or some team like that. But sending him to the Boston Celtics to make $200 million and have a chance to win a championship next to Jason Tatum, that's real punishment? I'm sorry. If they make me the best offer, that's where he's going.
Okay. I don't think.
And I think, what's he going to do? Protest?
This is the same thing we
Kyrie didn't want to go to Boston. He made a list.
Hold on. That is a bit of revisionist history. There were 4 teams on Kyrie's preferred list, but at no point was Kyrie like, I don't want to be in Boston until he got there, and then he was like, I don't want to be in Boston.
No, well, then he said, I do want to be.
He did want to be in Boston, but they weren't on his list. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And look. Does Damian Lillard necessarily want to go to Boston? He's told us the 2 places he'd love to play, Miami and Brooklyn, but mainly Miami. But if he's sent to Boston, again, to compete for a championship, all I'm saying is I think he'll play. I think he'll play well. I think he'll be a professional, and I think they'll have a shot at winning a championship.
We got to move on because he does have one other team, and this is kind of throws you for a loop, bro. One other location that has caught his eye, San Antonio. Ramona reporting that Dame has, quote, deep respect for the Spurs. Dame, Wemby, and Coach Pop. Nick, do you like this idea?
It's a terrible idea. It's just a terrible idea. First, there's a 13-plus year age gap between your team's 2 best players. First of all, I don't understand even the trade package for San Antonio would create here. It's like Keldon Johnson and Sohan and picks that we, I guess, are assuming will be terrible picks because for the Spurs to want to do this, Wemby's instantly awesome is what the assumption is. And I actually think from a basketball perspective, Brew, the Spurs should be trying, if they're trying to be really good really quickly, they should be trying to build the best defensive team in the league. Because that's where I think Wemby will be excellent immediately is defensively. So this makes no sense on any. I respect Ramona's reporting.
Right.
So I'm not doubting.
But it's legit.
But it makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Well, look, they're not certainly my first choice. My first choices are either of these: Boston, Philadelphia, Miami. If he goes to any of them, I'm happy for Dame, and I think it's great for the league. All right. After that, this one's unrealistic. I'd love to see him in Milwaukee, too, before the Spurs. All right, but that's unrealistic.
Sure.
I would hate to see him in Brooklyn. I would be mad and disappointed if he went to Brooklyn because they have no chance to compete, and he's going to finish out his career to some degree in anonymity. Because, look, Brooklyn couldn't take over New York with Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. They're not doing it with Mikal Bridges and Dame Lillard, especially with the Knicks being a pretty good team themselves. So I think San Antonio's a little different, though, because of Wembanyama, he wouldn't be playing in anonymity. Like, it would be must-see TV, and it really depends, Nick, on how good Wembanyama is. Like, if he's really great, then this is a good move. Again, it's not my first choice, but if he's if he comes into the league doing what you think he will, it's a great move.
Can I push back on that?
Yeah.
Because Luka, I understand people think Wembanyama is going to be better than Luka. I don't, but that's fine. Right. Luka, by year 2, was first-team All-NBA. Anthony Davis, by year 3, was, I think, 3rd or 4th in MVP voting. It was early. Right. He had top 5 finish very early. So both of those teams pressed the fast-forward button. That one team traded for Drew Holiday, one team traded for Kristaps. And I understand Dame is a better player than either one of those guys. Drew isn't. Kristaps different. It didn't work. That microwaving the development because we think our guy is going to be so good so early does not have a good track record. And it wasn't because Luka or Anthony Davis didn't hold up their end of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, they overvalued what Luka was going to be or what AD was going to be. Those guys were excellent, and cashing in picks and assets early for the current star didn't work out. I just don't like that.
To me, it all depends on how good Wembanyama is. Like, if he's ready to come in and play well, great, and win, I think it's not a bad move. I prefer these other places, but I wouldn't be mad at that.
All right, let's head to Portland. Dame responded to a tweet about the Portland fan base turning on him. Shout out to Chad in Portland. Dame writing, "It's in my blood to take the high road. I'd love to hear what fans are turning on. Have I misled them? Or anyone? Fill me in." I think this is a silly story. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I think there's a meme on Twitter that goes around every once in a while that is someone putting up a fake tweet that's like, "And I was told Steph Curry can't shoot," which is like the idea of we are now arguing with a total straw man. I do not believe there are a lot of Portland fans that are mad at Damian Lillard, and if they are, they're fools. Damian Lillard, if you want to be mad at anyone, be mad at the previous front office iterations that I think squandered an opportunity. Maybe it was never going to be a champion, but to build a more consistent winner. And Damian Lillard, who I think consumes, a fair amount of what's said about him, as I think anybody would, I hope he knows fans are not turning on you, bro. I think Blazer fans, if he were, I don't know hockey, I apologize. Wasn't there a famous Boston hockey player that won a championship with Colorado? Someone will tell me, sorry. But the Boston Bruins fans celebrated it as if it were their own. I think Ray Bork is who I'm told it was. I knew it happened, but I didn't remember it exactly. I think if Dame were to win a title, Brew, Blazer fans would celebrate it. Not throw a parade, but would celebrate it and be happy for him. So I don't think they're angry.
Look, the 10 to 12-year-old kids all their basketball lives, they've watched Damian Lillard. He's a local hero. We love Dame. Our team's not great, but we got Dame. Yeah, I get them being heartbroken, and they're moving off emotion, so initially they may be upset and angry. My hero wants to be traded. I get adults, real Blazers fans, should understand this is best for the team. Yeah. And it's best for Dame. Everybody knows. We'd love to see him get a championship. Also, and look, I'm not what they should be angry about, you said it, what they've built around him or lack thereof. Also, I don't want to diss Jeremy Grant, but that's a lot of money for a guy.
Yes.
And I wonder if they ran that by Dame, hey, what if we give Jeremy? And Dame being I'm sure he probably was just professional. That's my boy. I'm not going to get in his way. Hey, Jeremy's a great player. Y'all do what you want. I love Jeremy.
Also, the best Blazers of the last 40 years, post Walton, are Damian Lillard and who's the other? Clyde Drexler. This is Clyde left and won a title. Yeah. He couldn't get over the top. Now they got closer, made 2 finals. It's fine. It was. I think Blazers
this is best for the team.
Got a
now Scoot and Simons and Shaden have room to develop.
Correct.
Coming up in Weird and Wonderful too.
Are they?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.